Support your local theatre and arts industry and enjoy a show at the Shedley. Playford's iconic Shedley Theatre is bringing a great selection of local and national performances to Elizabeth.
For more information on their upcoming shows, visit theshedley.com.au or call 8256 0500.
Did you know your food scraps should go in the green bin or a home compost system? It's better for the environment. It's the right thing to do. And it's easy. Fight food waste by putting all your food scraps, peels and leftovers in the green bin. To find out more, visit playford.sa.gov.au/fightfoodwaste.
Want to know what's happening in the community? Subscribe to our e-newsletter, Playford News, at playford.sa.gov.au and you'll be on top of stories, news and what's happening in Playford. It's local news for local people.
Want to get involved in your community? There are so many benefits in becoming a volunteer at City of Playford, including meeting new people, developing new skills, sharing your talents, improving your employability, as well as enhancing your own mental health and well-being.
If you want to learn more about how to volunteer with us, visit playford.sa.gov.au/volunteers. Feedback about our city's future from our community is really important. It helps us prioritise your needs when planning services, projects and other initiatives.
A convenient way to have your say and stay in the loop on any upcoming consultations is by registering your details on our Engagement Hub website at playford.engagementhub.com.au.
We look forward to hearing from you.
Have you visited the Stratton Centre on Peachy Road, Manapara? Designed to support growth in the city of Playford, the centre offers dedicated workspaces from less than $10 per day. There's also state-of-the-art event and meeting spaces for hire, a complimentary business support service to help you upskill, apply for grants and grow, workshops and networking, as well as training for young kids right through to adults. Plus, the City of Playford Library.
Contact our team for a tour on 8254 4666 or visit the Stratton Centre at 307 Peachy Road, Manopara.
Support your local theatre and arts industry and enjoy a show at the Shedley. Playford's iconic Shedley Theatre is bringing a great selection of local and national performances to Elizabeth.
For more information on their upcoming shows, visit theshedley.com.au or call 8256 0500.
Did you know your food scraps should go in the green bin or a home compost system? It's better for the environment. It's the right thing to do. And it's easy. Fight food waste by putting all your food scraps, peels and leftovers in the green bin. To find out more, visit playford.sa.gov.au/fightfoodwaste.
Want to know what's happening in the community? Subscribe to our e-newsletter, Playford News, at playford.sa.gov.au, and you'll be on top of stories, news and what's happening in Playford. It's local news for local people.
Want to get involved in your community? There are so many benefits in becoming a volunteer at City of Playford, including meeting new people, developing new skills, sharing your talents, improving your employability, as well as enhancing your own mental health and well-being.
If you want to learn more about how to volunteer with us, visit playford.sa.gov.au/volunteers. Feedback about our city's future from our community is really important. It helps us prioritise your needs when planning services, projects and other initiatives.
A convenient way to have your say and stay in the loop on any upcoming consultations is by registering your details on our Engagement Hub website at playford.engagementhub.com.au.
We look forward to hearing from you.
Have you visited the Stratton Centre on Peachy Road, Manapara? Designed to support growth in the city of Playford, the centre offers dedicated workspaces from less than $10 per day. There's also state-of-the-art event and meeting spaces for hire, a complimentary business support service to help you upskill, apply for grants and grow, workshops and networking, as well as training for young kids right through to adults, plus the City of Playford Library.
Contact our team for a tour on 8254 4666 or visit the Stratton Centre at 307 Peachy Road, Manapara.
Support your local theatre and arts industry and enjoy a show at the Shedley. Playford's iconic Shedley Theatre is bringing a great selection of local and national performances to Elizabeth.
For more information on their upcoming shows, visit theshedley.com.au or call 8256 0500.
Did you know your food scraps should go in the green bin or a home compost system? It's better for the environment. It's the right thing to do. And it's easy. Fight food waste by putting all your food scraps, peels and leftovers in the green bin. To find out more, visit playford.sa.gov.au/fightfoodwaste.
Want to know what's happening in the community? Subscribe to our e-newsletter, Playford News, at playford.sa.gov.au, and you'll be on top of stories, news and what's happening in Playford. It's local news for local people.
Want to get involved in your community? There are so many benefits in becoming a volunteer at City of Playford, including meeting new people, developing new skills, sharing your talents, improving your employability, as well as enhancing your own mental health and well-being.
If you want to learn more about how to volunteer with us, visit playford.sa.gov.au/volunteers. Feedback about our city's future from our community is really important. It helps us prioritise your needs when planning services, projects and other initiatives.
A convenient way to have your say and stay in the loop on any upcoming consultations is by registering your details on our Engagement Hub website at playford.engagementhub.com.au.
We look forward to hearing from you.
Have you visited the Stratton Centre on Peachy Road, Manapara? Designed to support growth in the city of Playford, the centre offers dedicated workspaces from less than $10 per day. There's also state-of-the-art event and meeting spaces for hire, a complimentary business support service to help you upskill, apply for grants and grow, workshops and networking, as well as training for young kids right through to adults, plus the City of Playford Library.
Contact our team for a tour on 8254 4666 or visit the Stratton Centre at 307 Peachy Road, Manapara.
Support your local theatre and arts industry and enjoy a show at the Shedley. Playford's iconic Shedley Theatre is bringing a great selection of local and national performances to Elizabeth.
For more information on their upcoming shows, visit theshedley.com.au or call 8256 0500.
Did you know your food scraps should go in the green bin or a home compost system? It's better for the environment. It's the right thing to do. And it's easy. Fight food waste by putting all your food scraps, peels and leftovers in the green bin. To find out more, visit playford.sa.gov.au/fightfoodwaste.
Want to know what's happening in the community? Subscribe to our e-newsletter, Playford News, at playford.sa.gov.au and you'll be on top of stories, news and what's happening in Playford. It's local news for local people.
Want to get involved in your community? There are so many benefits in becoming a volunteer at City of Playford, including meeting new people, developing new skills, sharing your talents, improving your employability, as well as enhancing your own mental health and well-being.
If you want to learn more about how to volunteer with us, visit playford.sa.gov.au/volunteers. Feedback about our city's future from our community is really important. It helps us prioritise your needs when planning services, projects and other initiatives.
A convenient way to have your say and stay in the loop on any upcoming consultations is by registering your details on our Engagement Hub website at playford.engagementhub.com.au.
We look forward to hearing from you.
Have you visited the Stratton Centre on Peachy Road, Manapara? Designed to support growth in the city of Playford, the centre offers dedicated workspaces from less than $10 per day. There's also state-of-the-art event and meeting spaces for hire, a complimentary business support service to help you upskill, apply for grants and grow, workshops and networking, as well as training for young kids right through to adults, plus the City of Playford Library.
Contact our team for a tour on 8254 4666 or visit the Stratton Centre at 307 Peachy Road, Manopara.
Support your local theatre and arts industry and enjoy a show at the Shedley. Playford's iconic Shedley Theatre is bringing a great selection of local and national performances to Elizabeth.
For more information on their upcoming shows, visit theshedley.com.au or call 8256 0500.
Did you know your food scraps should go in the green bin or a home compost system? It's better for the environment. It's the right thing to do. And it's easy. Fight food waste by putting all your food scraps, peels and leftovers in the green bin. To find out more, visit playford.sa.gov.au/fightfoodwaste.
Want to know what's happening in the community? Subscribe to our e-newsletter, Playford News, at playford.sa.gov.au and you'll be on top of stories, news and what's happening in Playford. It's local news for local people.
Want to get involved in your community? There are so many benefits in becoming a volunteer at City of Playford, including meeting new people, developing new skills, sharing your talents, improving your employability, as well as enhancing your own mental health and well-being.
If you want to learn more about how to volunteer with us, visit playford.sa.gov.au/volunteers. Feedback about our city's future from our community is really important. It helps us prioritise your needs when planning services, projects and other initiatives.
A convenient way to have your say and stay in the loop on any upcoming consultations is by registering your details on our Engagement Hub website at playford.engagementhub.com.au.
We look forward to hearing from you.
Have you visited the Stratton Centre on Peachy Road, Manopara? Designed to support growth in the City of Playford, the centre offers dedicated workspaces from less than $10 per day. There's also state-of-the-art event and meeting spaces for hire, a complimentary business support service to help you upskill, apply for grants and grow, workshops and networking, as well as training for young kids right through to adults, plus the City of Playford Library.
Contact our team for a tour on 8254 4666 or visit the Stratton Centre at 307 Peachy Road, Manopara.
Support your local theatre and arts industry and enjoy a show at the Shedley. Playford's iconic Shedley Theatre is bringing a great selection of local and national performances to Elizabeth.
For more information on their upcoming shows, visit theshedley.com.au or call 8256 0500.
Did you know your food scraps should go in the green bin or a home compost system? It's better for the environment. It's the right thing to do. And it's easy. Fight food waste by putting all your food scraps, peels and leftovers in the green bin. To find out more, visit playford.sa.gov.au/fightfoodwaste.
Want to know what's happening in the community? Subscribe to our e-newsletter, Playford News, at playford.sa.gov.au, and you'll be on top of stories, news and what's happening in Playford. It's local news for local people.
Want to get involved in your community? There are so many benefits in becoming a volunteer at City of Playford, including meeting new people, developing new skills, sharing your talents, improving your employability, as well as enhancing your own mental health and well-being.
If you want to learn more about how to volunteer with us, visit playford.sa.gov.au/volunteers.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please stand for His Worship the Mayor?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Please be seated. Welcome to tonight's council meeting. I'll open the meeting at 7:01 and we'll call for apologies. I have received one apology from Councillor Van der Peer. Are there any other apologies? No, there's no other not present. We move to item 2, which is confirmation of the minutes of the ordinary council meeting held on the 22nd of October 2024 be confirmed as a true... excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. You're not able to hand things out, sir, at this point in the meeting. Thank you. Thank you. I'll just remind you that there is a policy in place for items to be delivered, and obviously doing it during our meeting is not the way to do that. Thank you. So we'll move on to the minutes of the ordinary council meeting held on the 22nd of October 2024, be confirmed as a true and accurate record of proceedings. Moved by Councillor Onyuzans.
Thank you.
And find a seconder.
Yes, I'll second that.
Seconded by Councillor Stroud.
Thank you.
Are there any changes to the said minutes or amendments to occur? Councillor Stroud.
I'd just like to comment on, the 29th of October on the mandatory training. Not everybody was there and everyone's got a tick next to their name.
In the minutes you're talking about, or you're talking about the next item, which is the session of record? Okay, so Councillor Stroud, we're on the minutes of the last meeting in October 22nd. Do you have any changes to the 22nd of October minutes? Okay. Does any other councillor have any changes to the October minutes? If not, then I'll put those in favour. Those against, I declare that carried. Move to item 3, declarations. Are there any from members? Are there any declarations? I have 2. I'll declare a material conflict of interest in item 14.2, which is the Mayor's support procedure. I'll declare a material conflict of interest in this matter as it relates to my role as the Mayor, and I will receive a benefit if approved. I will not participate in the debate and will leave the meeting as per the Act. And also item 17.2, Central Districts Football Club Support Agreement. I'll declare a material conflict of interest in this item 17.2, Central Districts Football Club Support Agreement, due to my mayoral role and connection with the entity referred to in the matter, the full details of which are subject to confidentiality under the Local Government Act, and I cannot further disclose publicly details of this interest. I will not participate in the debate or vote in the matter, and I will leave the room as per the Act. Are there any other declarations of interest? If not, then we move on to item 4, Mayor's Report. Lots of items there you can peruse in the minutes. There was the Playford International tennis event for 2024, World Teacher Day. There was Central District's Hall of Fame dinner, a number of community events, graduations, ceremonies for Diwali, NGA Strategic Advisory Committee and other items which I'll talk about later in the training report, some research events and a number of different items including the LGA Annual General Meeting, which I know a number of members attended and we'll talk about later in reports of the Council. So that's all there in my report. So we'll move on to item 5, which is reports of representatives of Council on other organisations. Are there any of those? No reports. Then item 5.1, certificate years of service. So councillors, it's a great privilege this evening that on behalf of the LGA of South Australia, we get to recognise 2 councillors this evening for their 10-year service awards. So in no particular order, our first councillor who will be receiving their 10-year service award this evening from the LGA is Councillor Jane Onyazans. So Councillor Onyazans, if you can come forward, please.
Yeah, well, first and foremost, I wish to express my gratitude to the residents of Ward 2 for their unwavering support and trust in the capacity I am doing in the local community and the city at large. And the journey thus far is quite fulfilling, filled with various challenges and accomplishments, and I'm just going to say it just like that. And anyway, I would like to continue appreciating my colleagues as well, who had been supportive and encouraging to me. And also, I'd like to acknowledge the administration, the staff, who's been pretty amazing. That's both from the past and present. So yeah, thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to serve the city of Playford.
Thank you, Councillor Onyazans. Very well said. And congratulations on receiving your 10 years of service from the LGA of South Australia. Our next councillor to receive their 10 years certificate of service is Councillor Peter Rentoulis, if he can come forward.
Well, I'd like to say thank you so much to, firstly, the residents of Ward 1, who I'm honoured and privileged to represent, have been representing for the last 10 years. It feels like just yesterday that I was fortunate enough to be elected onto this council with Councillor Onyazans and Councillor Shirley Halls, who I know will be honoured next month, but it is an honour, it is a privilege. I certainly don't take it for granted. We are here at the behest of the people that represent us, and I try and do everything I can to remember that, to serve those people every day, and hopefully for a little bit longer. But also want to say thank you to my colleagues, to the councillors. It is a team effort. It's not any one individual that does anything. We achieve things as a collective, as a body. And I would also like to thank the staff, the Mayor, our CEO, and of course my wife is here tonight with my little baby in the gallery. So they obviously sacrifice a lot for me to be here. So I'm really really grateful, and I say thank you, and I love you both. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Rentoulis. On behalf of the Local Government Association of South Australia, we congratulate you on your 10 years of service. And on behalf of the former President, Mayor Dean Johnson, the new President, Mayor Heather Holmes-Ross, and CEO Clinton Jury, they wish to provide that certificate as a recognition of the service of Councillor Anya Zans, Councillor Rentoulis, and next month will be Councillor Shirley Hawes. So thank you, and let's give them again one more round of applause. Well done. We'll now go on to item 6, report by councillors. Are there any reports of councillors? They're all up on the screen. Thank you. We'll take that as read. We go to item 6.1, the information session record of attendance. Now, Councillor Strowett, Councillor Strowett, you said, did you have an issue with this before?
Yes.
Councillor Strowett.
Yeah, on page 12 about the attendance to the mandatory training, I don't think everybody was there on the night.
Okay, I'll have to take some advice from Mr Green or Ms Squires. Mr Green. Mr Green.
Through Mr Mayor, Councillor, the advice that I received is everyone was in attendance. If they weren't there physically, they were attending via Zoom. If there's someone that you don't believe attended, perhaps you could inform us of that later on.
Councillor Rentoulis.
Yeah, just a minor little change with the attendance on the 19th of November. It's currently reported that I wasn't in attendance, and that's not the case. I did inform Mr Green via text message before the meeting that I'd be an apology, so if we could please change that to apology as opposed to not in attendance. Thank you.
Mr Green advises that he will update that record. We don't need a motion for that. That will be updated. Thank you. We then move on to item 7, reports of representatives, conferences and training programs. Are there any reports by members? Councillor Hawes.
Thank you. I just have to flick over to my Word document. So I had the honour of representing us at the LGA on Thursday night at the cocktails and at Friday at the AGM and conference. It was really interesting to be able to chat with elected members from the country and hear the different plights that they have and similarities to metropolitan councils as well. But I'd just like to talk about Sally Capp, who was the former Lord Mayor of Melbourne, and I will talk about one component out of the day session, as my other colleagues will talk about the rest as we go along. So Sally Capp was the former Lord Mayor of Melbourne, and she emphasised the importance of trust in leadership, particularly in local government. She highlighted how trust facilitated rapid decision-making during COVID-19, contrasting it with delays caused by mistrust. She referenced the 2024 Edelman Trust Barometer and noted a global decline in trust in institutions. She advocated for building trust with council groups and between councillors and officers, citing a Deloitte study on rebuilding trust in government. She exampled from her tenure at the City of Melbourne, such as implementing outdoor dining and the Green Line project, and underscored the effectiveness of trust in achieving community goals. So her action items from that was to conduct discussions with the council group about values and behaviours to establish a mutual understanding and accountability. She appointed councillors to lead on specific portfolios based on their skills and experience to leverage the collective expertise of the council. They shared the council's values, behaviours and portfolio assignments with the CEO and the executive team to build transparency and connection. So Sally emphasised the critical role of trust in effective leadership, particularly in local government. She discussed the importance of trust between the community councillors and the council officers. Thank you very much. Sally shared her experiences during COVID, highlighting both the successes achieved through trust and the challenges faced due to the mistrust. She mentioned specific examples of delays in projects due to mistrust, such as housing facility and a parking change rollout. She had global trust issues and the Elderman Trust Barometer, which reveals a global decline in trust in institutions. She noted that despite new leaders and agendas, political polarisation and versions of the truth had undermined the trust. Sally highlighted the impact of this decline on governance and social progress. She compared the trust levels in different countries, noting that China was high public trust in government, while Australia and the US have lower trust levels. She discussed the extensive responsibilities of local government and the challenges in building trust, and again referred to a Deloitte study on rebuilding trust in government, which emphasised the importance of intent and competence. The study identified 4 trust signals: humanity, transparency, capability and reliability. Sally proposed that the building trust with the councillor group is essential for building trust with our community. Sally addressed the issue of poor behaviour among councillors and the need for support and training. She mentioned a PwC local government culture project that identified lack of leadership experience and capabilities as factors contributing to poor behaviour. She emphasised the importance of early intervention and effective dispute resolution mechanisms, and shared her experiences at the City of Melbourne, where simple exercises and transparent communication help build trust and resolve issues. She compared the trust issues in local government to those in the private sector, noting the private sector businesses are generally more trusted. She highlighted the importance of clear guidelines and best practice in the private sector, and referenced the Australian Financial Review and the Corporations Act to illustrate expectations and behaviours in the private sector. She discussed the need for similar guidelines and expectations in local government. She discussed the importance of identifying and utilising the various skills and experiences within the councillor group, and shared examples from the City of Melbourne where councillors were appointed to lead on portfolios based on their skills and experience, and the need for a collaborative partnership between councillors and the executive team. She provided examples of successful projects at the City of Melbourne, such as the introduction of the outdoor dining spaces during COVID. Right, sorry, I shouldn't touch it. She highlighted the importance of trust between councillors, officers and the community in achieving these projects on time and on budget. She discussed the Green Line project, a $300 million redevelopment of the north bank of the Yarra, and the trust required to build and deliver such a project. She mentioned the Victoria Market project, where a deliberative democracy exercise helped build trust and achieve community support. Sally concluded by emphasising the importance of trust in tackling big challenges such as the cost of living, economic uncertainty and housing needs, and she thanked the local government leaders for their work and acknowledges the challenges that we face. She encourages us leaders to focus on building trust within our councillor group and within the community, and ended with the note of appreciation for the impactful changes that local government leaders have made every day. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Halls. Councillor Bayani.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I would also like to echo Councillor Hall's sentiment on LGA conference and AGM, and I would like to also briefly talk to it as well. So last week, I had the honour of attending the local government conference and AGM for 2024 at National Wine Centre. It was my first time at this kind of event, and I genuinely found it to be a really fascinating experience for me. I was there alongside Councillor Halls and Mayor Glenn Doherty. And I want to give a special thank you to Councillor Hawes as well for introducing me to some of the neighboring elected members as well. So it was great to connect with so many passionate people who care about our community just as much as we do all. We were fortunate enough to have two remarkable guest speakers, Sally Capp, the former Lord Mayor of Melbourne. She shared her experience in local government. What struck me most was her emphasis on the importance of trust within our councils. She talked about how trust can make all the difference, especially during tough times like the COVID-19 pandemic. Her words really resonated with me and highlighted how crucial it is for us to foster trust in our teams and communities. We also heard from Michael Pascoe, an insightful economic and political commentator. He addressed some of the significant challenges we are facing as a nation, like the housing crisis and rising cost of living. His discussion about these pressing issues was really eye-opening for me and reminded me of the vital role we play in addressing these challenges as a council for our residents. It was also a privilege to hear from both the Minister and Shadow Minister for Local Government. Their perspectives added depth to our understanding and reinforced the importance of collaboration across all levels of government. Overall, attending this conference was a valuable experience for me, and once again, thank you for this chamber who made decision of me and Councillor Hawes to attend this event. So I'm excited to take what I learned back to community and council, and thank you once again for allowing me to attend this event. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Bayani. I also attended the 2024 LGA SA AGM and conference. I won't re-summarise the bits that you have already summarised for us, but just some other highlights. There were several items discussed, which is the annual report for the LGA, reports by various LGA committees. There was also the voting in regards to the changes to the Constitution, which you provide the position paper on from the Strategy and Services Committee that I supported and voted for as the voting delegate on behalf of council. There was a number of motions put by other councils ranging from the local government election dates, affordable housing, policy positions across local government for the use of artificial intelligence, and improvements with a bit of debate around the South Australian Planning and Design Code. You've heard from the other members tonight around some of the guest presentations that were there, so I won't read all of that, but it was quite a good day from an annual general meeting point of view, which kept us very busy throughout the day. And the second item was I attended the National Growth Areas Alliance, or NGAA, research launch event and advocacy workshop in Canberra on November 20. I attended in my role as a Strategic Advisory Committee member for the NGAA and also Council's representative, and it was the opportunity for the NGAA to launch its research launch event, where it launched two parts of new research which the NGAA has undertaken with a number of different partners. The first report was From Deficit to Equity, Investment Solutions for Today's Infrastructure Needs and Tomorrow's Housing and Outer Metropolitan Growth Areas, and also International Best Practices in Infrastructure Funding, Lessons for Australia's Outer Metropolitan Growth Areas, that looked at case studies from right across the Western world on how to improve infrastructure investment to fast-growing communities. Those research documents are available with a number of supporting materials from the advocacy page of the National Growth Areas Alliance. There was also an opportunity for mayors and councillors to meet with the Honourable Catherine King, MP, Minister for Infrastructure, Transport, Regional Development and Local Government, to raise a number of issues in our local communities and funding pathways, and also with the Honourable Michael Sukar, MP, who's the Shadow Minister for Housing, and again the opportunity to talk about infrastructure schemes and the proposed concessional loans that the Coalition are proposing if they are elected to government. The advocacy workshop also looked at ways for communities, key stakeholders in government to advocate in the policy development and connect in relation to the most recent research. So I'll table my reports on those. Are there any other councillors wishing to make a report for conferences or training programs? Councillor Bayani.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just for the ease of minute taker, I attended the LGA cocktail on 21st of November as well, alongside Councillor Hawes. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Bayani. I didn't go. Are there any other reports by councillors for conferences and training? If not, then we will move to item 8, questions on notice. We've got questions from Councillor Halls on notice, and a question from Councillor Strowett from our previous meeting. So they are there, and the accompanying responses are in the minutes. So we'll go to item 9, questions without notice. Are there any questions? Councillor Halls.
Thank you, Your Worship. Please bear with me. I tried writing this on the computer bit. So, could staff please provide councillors with the details of the recent evacuation event at the Grenville Hub and subsequent outcome for our older residents who could not evacuate from the second floor, please?
Ms Hudson.
Through the Mayor. That event is subject to an investigation at the moment, so I'd like to complete the investigation and understand the recommendations from the people doing that before coming back to you.
Thank you very much.
Are there any other questions? If not, Councillor Halls, would you like your question and its accompanying response recorded in the minutes? So moved by Councillor Halls. Does it find a seconder? Seconded by Councillor Baiani. I'm presuming there's no discussion on that. I'll put that. Those in favour? Those against? I declare that carried. And I think in my last report, councillors, I think I said November 20 was the NGAO. It was November the 21st, not the 20th. I think I misspoke when I read out the number before. We'll move down to item 10, petitions, which are nil. Move to item 11, deputations, representations that are nil. Move to item 12, motions on notice. There is nil. Move to item 13, motions without notice. Are there any motions? No. Then we move on to item 14, which is committee reports. Item 14.1, council member support policy and procedure and attachment. Somebody wish to move that? Councillor Smiljanic.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I would like to move the committee recommendation, just noting that in para 1 and the 2 bottom dot points don't align with this particular page number referencing, and I just wanted to ensure that that would be not an issue for the council staff. So it should refer to page 38 and page 35.
Okay, councillor, so as per, if this is moved, you've got that last dot point where council authorises the CEO to make further minor amendments to the committee without changing the intent, so we can get the numbering correct.
Great, thank you.
Post that. And I'm getting that from Mr. Green. Mr. Green.
Through Mr. Mayor, councillor, I think that page referencing would have been the Policy Review Committee page reference. We will cross-check it and make sure that it's correct.
So find a seconder. Seconded by Councillor Norris. Do you wish to speak, Councillor Norris?
No, thank you.
Any other councillor wishing to speak? If no other councillors wishing to speak, then I'll put... Oh, yes?
I'd like to close. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. With regards to the council member support policy and procedure, I have gone through it with a fine-tooth comb because I love doing it, and I will give the manager this documentation for those minor changes. I have had a bit of a reflection on some of the dot points in there that I would like to review perhaps in the next within maybe next year. So be expected that I might bring something to the table next year just to sort of go through and get your support in that. I will reach out before then, but I just wanted to let you know in preparation. So great work to the staff. They've done a fantastic job with the changes and it's a riveting read. So thank you.
Thank you, councillor. That closes the debate. So I'll put that. Those in favour? Those against? I declare that carried. We'll move to item 14.2, Mayor Support Procedure, and ask if the Deputy Mayor can chair this part of the meeting.
Oh, yeah.
All right, thank you. We're moving to item number 14.2. We've got the Mayor Support Procedure. We've got a committee recommendation before us. I'll put that to the floor. We got Councillor Smil-Janik, you'd like to move it, would you? Would you like to speak to it?
Thank you, Deputy Mayor Marsh. I would like to propose the committee recommendation, and thank you to the committee and the staff for putting this together. Happy with what it is and happy to go with that committee recommendation.
Councillor Halls.
I'd like to second that. Thank you very much.
No worries. Would you like to speak to it?
No, I think it's all been said by my colleague.
All right, fantastic. We've got a council resolution put to the floor. I'll open up for debate or any questions from any elected members. If not, I'm guessing there'll be no closing questions or comments regarding this, so I'll put that to the floor. Those in favour? Those against? Carried.
Councillors, we'll move on to item 14.3, which is a community engagement policy review on page 105. Councillor Smil-Janik, you've got your light on.
Yes, I would like to move the committee recommendation, and I just wanted to really, I guess, make the statement that this policy is quite easy to understand. It's read in a way that makes sense, and there isn't, I like the word fluff words, there isn't too many fluff words. It's just to the point. This is what we're doing as a council, and yeah, great respect to the staff for doing this. Thank you.
Here's Councillor Halls.
I second that and echo my colleague's words. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Halls. Any other councillor wishing to speak? If not, then I'll put that. Those in favour? Those against? I declare that carried. Move to item 14.4, Community Support and Grant Program 24-25, Community Development Grant Round 1 on page 133. Councillor Halls.
I'd like to move the committee recommendation, please, and thank the staff for their diligence in going through all of that information and helping the community provide the information that they require. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Halls. So find a seconder. Councillor Marsh.
Yeah, thanks. I'm happy to support the resolution put before us, and well done to staff in continuing to vet the many applications that come forward. I know it's a tough job, and it's even tougher once it comes to the chamber. So well done in the ongoing support throughout the city of Playford. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor. Any other councillor wish to speak on the item? If not, then I will put that. Those in favour? Those against? I declare that carried. Move to item 14.5, Yulee Cemetery Management Plan on page 158. Councillor Smil-Janik.
Happy to move the committee recommendation.
Thank you, Councillor. Does that find a seconder? Second by Councillor Kerrison. Yep.
Yeah, happy to second that, Mayor Doherty.
Any councillor wishing to speak? No. Councillor Marsh.
Yeah, thanks, Mayor Doherty. I just want to slightly sidetrack and just want to see, I hope this is just the start of the journey to unlock these historical items which are valuable to the history of the city of Playford. So it's important to keep the appearance of them preserved, but I hope we can go along the journey to make it a little bit more accessible for our community to know where these locations are, and to start maybe advertising and having some quick, easy, accessible methods of reading up the history of many of these places across the city of Playford. So I look forward for us to continue with this journey.
Thank you, Councillor. Are there any other councillors wishing to make comment? If not, then I'll put that. Those in favour? Those against? I declare that carried. Move to staff reports. Move to item 15.1, Corporate Governance Committee, appointment of council representatives and charter review on page 176. Councillor Marsh.
Yeah, thanks. I just want to make an alternate change to the staff recommendation that is before us, and that would be an insertion of line number 6, which just talks that each position will be voted upon separately. I came into the council where we would vote for the entire motion and get that endorsed, and then we would move towards accepting nominations for people who wanted to fully commit to a chair or a position on a board, and then once that person or people have been nominated, we would then move on to selecting nominees to those who would like to put their name forward as a deputy. So somewhere down the track, we've defaulted to a bit of a first one over the line is the appointed one, and the second one then gets automatically appointed to the deputy. So I think it's only fair. People have got commitments outside of council, and you may find that it's their preference, I think, to nominate which position they would like to go for versus defaulting to either A or B. So I'll be looking to move foreshadowing line number 6 in other motions that have got a similar setup like this.
Thank you, councillors. I find a seconder. Councillor Swan-Smith. Second by Councillor Swan-Smith. Any discussion? I can see a few blank looks, so just to make it clear, our code of practice is silent around once we do the nomination process. So currently, what our practice is we'd adopt a motion. In this case, if we adopted it without line 6, it would be that we need to appoint a council representative and then a deputy council member. So we go through the process, we'd call for nominations, and let's assume we got 3 nominations. The person that got the most votes would slip into the council member representative. The second person who got the second number of votes would slip into the deputy council member's position, and the third person, well, there's no other spot. What this motion of Councillor Marsh's is that we go through that process, but instead of just having one ballot and how the ballots fall, you get selected appointments, we will call each one separately. So we'll call for nominations for those that want to be a council representative as the council representative. We will vote. There might be 3 nominations, whoever gets the highest number gets that. Then we'll call for separate nominations for the next appointment and so on. Everybody clear? If that's accepted? Yep. Because I see a few blank looks on a few people's faces, so that's just to clarify what the difference is, as our code of practice is silent around that previous provision, and that's what we've done for many years. So I'll open it up to any other debate from any other member. No, then I'll put that. So from that motion that we've got there, all those in favour? Those against? Declare that carried. So now I will call for the first position, which is the council member representative. We will do that nomination and ballot process if required, if there's more than one nomination, and then we'll do the deputy position after that. So I'll now call for nominations for the council member representative on the Corporate Governance Committee. Councillor Stroud.
I'd like to nominate Councillor Jane Onyazans.
Councillor Onyazans, do you accept the nomination? So Councillor Onyazans respectfully declines. Councillor Halls.
I would like to put my name forward, thank you.
So Councillor Halls self-nominates, so I don't need to ask if you accept. Are there any other nominations? If there are no other nominations, Councillor Marsh?
Oh, apologies, I'll actually leave it. We've changed the format. Disregard.
Yeah. It was your motion, Councillor. So we don't need a private ballot because there's no other nominations, and Councillor Halls is the only nomination, so Councillor Halls is duly elected as the council representative for the Corporate Governance Committee. And then now we move on to the private ballot for the Deputy Council Member Representative of the Corporate Governance Committee. So I'll call for nominations for the Deputy. Councillor Marsh.
Try again here. Councillor Smiljanic, if you'd like to.
Councillor Smiljanic, do you accept the nomination?
I'm going to respectfully decline. Thank you.
Councillor Smiljanic declines. Are there any other nominations? No, Councillor Halls, you cannot be nominated to be the Deputy as well. I could see your finger getting eagerly close to the button, but no, that is unable to do that. Are there any other nominations? nominations, so there's lapses. So that is it. There's no nominations at this point in time for that position, so that will sit vacant. So we have one member, which is Councillor Halls, who is the council member representative. Congratulations, Councillor Halls. We'll move to the next item, which is the CEO Officer Review Committee appointment of council representatives and charter review on page 202. Does somebody wish to move?
Yes, my lord.
Councillor Small-Smith.
Move the staff recommendation.
Okay, so Councillor Halls, Councillor Small-Smith, you wish to move to staff recommendation. Does that find a seconder?
Yeah, I'd like to second that.
Seconded by Councillor Onyazans. Is there any other discussion on this item? If there's no other discussion, then I will put that. Those in favour? Those against, I declare that carried. So, councillors, we need 2 of your number to be appointed as committee members for the CEO Performance Review Committee. So, I'll call for nominations.
Yeah, I'd like to nominate Councillor Baker.
Does Councillor Baker accept the nomination? Councillor Baker accepts the nomination. Are there any other nominations? Councillor Stroud.
I'd like to nominate Councillor Small-Smith.
Councillor Small-Smith has been nominated. Councillor Small-Smith, do you accept the nomination? Are there any other councillors wishing to nominate? Councillor Carlson.
I'd like to nominate Councillor Halls.
Councillor Halls has been nominated. Councillor Halls, do you accept the nomination? Yes, you do. Are there any other nominations? If there are no other nominations, then councillors will use the private ballot process as set out in section 16 of our Code of Practice for meetings. So we need to elect 2 of your number. You have 3 nominees. We have Councillor Baker, Councillor Small-Smith and Councillor Halls. If you can place a tick next to the 2 candidates you wish to prefer, and as per our practice, the CEO and the next most senior officer present being Mr Luke, will be counting the votes and providing a result for us. So Mr Green will be the returning officer, Mr Culhane will be the scrutineer. Mr Green.
Councillors, the result of the ballot was that Councillor Baker received 11 votes, Councillor Smallwood-Smith 11 votes and Councillor Halls 8 votes. So Councillor Baker and Councillor Smallwood-Smith are elected to the positions.
Councillors, we now move on to item 15.3, Policy Review Committee, appointment of council representatives and charter review on page 217. Does somebody wish to move?
Move the recommendation.
Moved by Councillor Baker. Does it find a seconder? Seconded by Councillor Halls.
Thank you.
Presuming the mover and seconder aren't wishing to speak, there's no discussion, then I'll put that. Those in favour? Those against? I declare that carried. So, councillors, we need to appoint 3 of your number for committee positions. So I will call for nominations. Councillor Baker.
I would nominate Councillor Smiljanic. I think she's proved that she crosses her T's and dots her I's very well, so she'll make a good candidate.
Councillor Smiljanic, do you accept the nomination? Please curb your enthusiasm. It's good to see. Councillor Kerrison.
I actually had 3 nominations, now I've only got 2. So I'd like to nominate Councillor Onyazans and Councillor Norris.
Councillor Onyazans, do you accept the nomination?
Yeah, I
Accept. Councillor Norris, do you accept the nomination? Accepted. Are there any other nominations? Councillor Onyazans? Councillor Halls.
I'd like to ask if Councillor Baiani would like to have a go at it.
Councillor Baiani, do you accept the nomination?
No, thank you so much. Respectfully decline. Thank you.
So Councillor Baiani respectfully declines. Are there any other nominations? If not, with being 3 nominations for 3 positions, then Councillor Smiljanic, Councillor Onyazans and Councillor Norris are duly elected. We then move on to item 15.4, Gore River Floodplain Management Authority, GFRMA, Board, Appointment and Council Representatives on page 229. Councillor Marsh.
Thanks for that. If I can just cut and paste that line item in, that would be fantastic, and I'm sure I don't need to spend the next couple of minutes to explain why I've put that in. You've explained it very well.
Thank you, Councillor Marsh. We have a mover for that. As we find a seconder? Seconded by Councillor Smiljanic. I'm presuming the mover and seconder aren't wishing to speak. Any other councillor wishing to speak? If not, then I'll put that. Those in favour? Those against? I declare that carried. So councillors will do the first appointment, which is for the council member representative of the GRFMA. So I'll call for nominations. Are there any nominations? Councillor?
Yes, I'd like to nominate Councillor Marsh.
Councillor Marsh has been nominated. Councillor Marsh, do you accept the nomination?
Yeah, happy to, thank you.
So that's been accepted by Councillor Marsh. Are there any other nominations? Councillor Halls.
I'd like to nominate Councillor Kerrison, please.
Councillor Kerrison has been nominated. Councillor Kerrison, do you accept the nomination?
As much as I like, I will respectfully decline. I think Councillor Marsh is most suitable for that position. Thank you.
Councillor Kerrison respectfully declines. Are there any other nominations? If there are no other nominations, then Councillor Marsh is duly elected. And then we'll go to the appointment of the Deputy Council Member for the Gore River Flood Management Authority, and we will call for nominations. Are there any nominations for the Deputy position? Councillor Marsh.
Yeah, thanks, Mayor Doherty. Councillor Rentoulis, thank you.
Councillor Rentoulis has been nominated. Councillor Rentoulis, do you accept the nomination?
Yeah, I accept.
It's been accepted by Councillor Rentoulis. Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? If not, then Councillor Small-Smith.
I nominate Councillor Halls.
Councillor Halls has been nominated. Councillor Halls, do you accept the nomination? So Councillor Halls respectfully declines the nomination. If there's no other nominations, then Councillor Rentoulis is duly elected as the only nomination. Thank you. We then move to item 15.5, the Northern Adelaide Waste Management Authority, or NORMA Board, appointment of board members on page 255. Councillor Marsh.
I'd like to move the staff recommendation with that new insertion. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Marsh. Does the motion find a seconder?
Happy to second.
Seconded by Councillor Strowett. I'm presuming the mover and seconder aren't wishing to speak. Are there any other councillors wishing to speak? Councillor Small-Smith, you wishing to speak on this?
No, I want to.
If there's no other councillors wishing to speak, then I will put that motion. Those in favour? Those against? I declare that carried. So we'll start with the first position, which is in relation to normal board members. There are 2 of the council's number, so I'll call for nominations. Councillor Small-Smith.
May I nominate Councillor Marsh and Councillor Halls, please?
So I'll take the first one first. Councillor Marsh, do you accept the nomination? It's accepted. Councillor Halls, do you accept the nomination? Yes. And that's accepted. Are there any other nominations for the normal board member position? If there's no other nominations.
Yeah. Councillor Kerrison, thank you.
Councillor Kerrison has been nominated. Councillor Kerrison, do you accept the nomination?
Yes, thank you, Mayor Doherty.
So Councillor Kerrison has accepted the nomination. Are there any other nominations? If not, as there is 3 nominations for the 2 positions, then you will use the private ballot process under section 16 of our Code of Practice for council and committee meetings. As per the practice, if you could please nominate with a tick the 2 candidates of your choice. We have Councillor Marsh, Councillor Halls or Councillor Kerrison. Mr Green, being the most senior officer present, and Mr Luke Colhane will be the returning officer and the scrutineer for the ballot process. Mr Green, we have a result.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. Councillors, the result of the ballot is that Councillor Marsh received 12 votes, Councillor Halls received 7 votes and Councillor Kerrison 10 votes. One elected member only voted for 1 person, so if you're counting the votes, it's 29 votes, not 30 for that reason. So Councillors Marsh and Kerrison are elected to the positions.
We'll just give the minute taker a second to add that there. Now, councillors, we'll then move on to the next item for the normal board, which is one of the deputy board positions. So I will call for nominations. Councillor Marsh.
Yeah, I'd like to nominate Councillor Halls.
Councillor Halls has been nominated. Does Councillor Halls accept the nomination?
No.
So Councillor Halls has accepted the nomination. Are there any other nominations?
I'd like to nominate Councillor Baker.
Councillor Baker has been nominated. Does Councillor Baker accept the nomination? Councillor Baker has accepted the nomination. Are there any other nominations? If not, then councillors, we will need to go to a ballot under section 16 of the private ballot process in our committee code of practice, a council code of practice. So councillors, we're only voting for one member. So either Councillor Halls or Councillor Baker, if you could please tick the box with the candidate you prefer. And then as per our practice, Mr Green, being the most senior officer present, will be the returning officer, and Mr Luke Cohane will be our scrutineer. Mr Green.
Councillors, the result of the ballot was Councillor Halls received 7 votes, Councillor Baker received 8 votes, so I declare Councillor Baker appointed to the deputy position.
Councillors, we now move on to Council Assessment Panel, appointment of council representatives on page 311. Councillor Smallwood-Smith.
I'd like to move the staff recommendation, please.
So you wish to move the staff recommendation? Okay. So you're not wishing to have the separate vote?
Yeah. No, I just think we go with...
So you just want it all in one? Okay, so you want what the previous practice? Okay. So that's been moved by Councillor Smallwood-Smith. Does that find a seconder?
Yeah, can I just ask move an amendment or so, or if I'd like to see us to stay consistent with the other previous ones.
Hold on, Councillor Marsh, before you can move any amendments, we need to see if the motion gets a seconder first.
Yes, I just want to ask, would the mover be happy to insert the third line back in there to stay consistent with the other previous nominations that we've done, and I'll be happy to second it.
So Councillor Smallwood-Smith, you're happy for the 2 votes to be separate now? Okay. So we're just going to get that third line up. Does that find a seconder? Seconded by Councillor Kerrison. Is any other councillor? Yes. Oh. Okay. So Councillor Marsh, you've seconded it. Councillor Kerrison, do you wish to speak on it? No? No. All right, I'll put those in favour. Those against, I declare that carried. So councillors, we have the private ballot process for the council member representative. So I'll call for nominations.
I'd like to nominate Councillor Norris.
Councillor Norris has been nominated. Does that find acceptance? Yep. Yes?
Happy to accept.
Accept. Any other nominations? If there's no other nominations, then Councillor Norris is elected. Then we will need to appoint a deputy council member representative. So I'll call for nominations. Are there any nominations? Are there any other nominations? If there are no nominations, then we'll let us lie vacant.
Sorry.
Oh, Councillor Kerrison.
Sorry, excuse me. I'd like to nominate Councillor Smiljanic.
Councillor Smiljanic has been nominated. Councillor Smiljanic, do you wish to accept the nomination?
I accept.
Councillor Smiljanic has accepted. Are there any other nominations? If there are none, then Councillor Smiljanic has been duly elected as the deputy member for CAP. We then move on to Strategy and Services Committee Charter Review on page 321.
Councillor Baker. Recommendation.
Moved by Councillor Baker. Does it find a seconder? Seconded by Councillor Halls.
Excuse me, Your Worship.
Yes.
I actually want to make a change to the charter. So can I move it, second it, or do I have to do it as a question, as an amendment afterwards?
Ideally, Councillor Halls, you wouldn't have seconded the motion, but what are you trying to change? Because potentially
What I want
Mover
to
may
do-
want to accept it.
What I want to do is I want to ask that we include in the agenda item the question without notice and questions on notice. That will allow councillors to have the opportunity to ask staff questions prior to the ordinary meeting, which we only do at the ordinary meeting at the moment.
I just need to get advice about whether that's contradictory currently to our code of practice for meetings, so just give me a moment, because code of practice needs to be approved by 2/3 majority of the council. Just give us a moment just to double check. We'll just get some advice on that, councillor, because we have adopted the code of practice, which you can change, but just need to work whether we can do that now or whether it'd be better to come in a different format. Just hold on. So, Councillor Halls, the advice I've received, which I believe is correct, is that this is the charter of the committee, not the practice of how the committee runs, which means if you want to insert things to change the code of how a committee or the council runs would need to be in the code of practice, which is not up for review at this point. It's not the motion in front of us.
Okay.
So the advice I'm receiving is that you'd need to make an amendment or change to the code of practice for council and committee meetings, not the charter in terms of how the committee is constituted, etc.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Okay. So you can still second the motion if you wish. Yeah. Are there any councillors wishing to, or mover and seconder wishing to speak? No. Any other councillor wishing to speak? If there's no other councillor wishing to speak, then I'll put that. Those in favour. Those against, I declare that carried. Move to item 15.8, appointment of Deputy Mayor on page 332. And does somebody wish to?
Happy to move the staff recommendation.
Move by Councillor Strollett. Does that find a seconder? Seconded by Councillor Onuzans.
Thank you.
I'm presuming the mover and seconder aren't wishing to speak? No. Any other councillor wishing to speak? No. Then I'll put that. Those in favour. Those against, I declare that carried. So we'll use the motions before us and I'll call for nominations for the position of Deputy Mayor. Are there any nominations? Councillor Rentours.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to nominate Councillor Misty Norris, please.
Councillor Norris has been nominated. Do you accept the nomination? Yes, that's accepted. Are there any other nominations? Councillor Halls.
Yes, I'd like to nominate Councillor Carslin.
Councillor Carlson has been nominated. Councillor Carlson, do you accept the nomination? Yes. Are there any other nominations? Councillor Kerrison.
I was going to put 3 nominations up. So I was going to put 3 nominations up tonight. But once again, I've got 2. I think Councillor Halls has been looking for an opportunity for a long time, and also Councillor Craig. So I'd like to put those 2 nominations forward as well. Thank you.
Councillor Halls, do you wish to accept the nomination? So respectfully decline. Councillor Craig, do you accept the nomination?
Yeah, thank you for your support and that of others, but not at this time.
So respectfully decline. Are there any other nominations?
Mayor, no further nominations, but is this the appropriate time to ask for the opportunity to hear from the candidates?
Yeah, so conventionally we usually have a couple of minutes for candidates if they wish to, and we take that in the order of nomination. So Councillor Norris, if she wishes to, can have a minute or 2 to speak. If she wishes, up to her. Yes, yes.
Thank you. As you guys may know, I've been here for the last 6 years and we've had a lot of fun. Well, I wouldn't necessarily say fun all the time. There's always some, learning involved in that. I've found that this year to be the perfect opportunity to step forward. I want your support in the role of Deputy Mayor, essentially to help to, reunify the chamber, foster strong connections across all levels of government. I feel that maybe along the way since the last election there have been sort of some deviations away from that. I obviously understand that the Deputy Mayor role is a multifaceted one, which demands strategic thinking, adaptability, strong communication skills and approachability, which I believe I have. My aim is to support this chamber in advancing our shared goal of prioritising the needs of our residents and ensuring effective implementation of our strategic plans, which we've worked really hard on. Obviously, for the past 6 years, I've had the privilege of being a councillor and have received the trust and support of my community during the last 2 elections. Throughout this time, I've faced challenges, but always remained resilient, proactively immersing myself in learning opportunities to improve my contributions. I've served on a wide range of committees so far, so Policy Review, Council Assessment Panel, which we're going for 6 years, Australia Day Awards Committee, and more recently as the Chair of the Strategy and Services Committee. And obviously, as you've noted, that there's always some learning curves that go with that, but I think, we take that in our stride and get on with the job. Additionally, I have also attended the ALGA National Conference a few times, and obviously been able to network there as well, and find some sort of key ideas from other councils that actually do have sort of some, relevance to our council as well, but then also to, at least have that network and play on the strengths of other councillors to help grow my skills as well. I also want the people of Playford to have confidence in my abilities as a public speaker, a reliable colleague and a leader committed to making a positive difference. Whilst I acknowledge my work commitments outside of council are generally during business hours, as someone who holds 2 jobs, I've done 2 uni degrees whilst I've been in council, I have the ability to multitask like crazy. So I believe that I have the ability and the strength and the capacity to hold this role really well as well. I maintain a community focus on improving our neighbourhoods, from streetscapes to the sports clubs. You guys know I'm sports mad. Playgrounds, essential infrastructure such as drainage and roundabouts, and ensuring we maintain a consistent approach to both growth and renewal, especially representing the older areas, but understanding the amount of growth that we've got going on at the moment. You often find me out in the community, volunteering with Cosby Care, sitting on local committees, including Midway Community House, dropping in and liaising with organisations, including the Local Government Women's Association, and assisting any residents that need help. I do understand the role of Deputy Mayor and its requirements, from public speaking to representing the community on a large scale. I hope that you guys will have the confidence in me moving forward to have me as your Deputy Mayor. And I just want to finally say thank you to those of you around the chamber who have provided guidance, support and genuine friendship for the last 6 years. And here's to many more.
Thank you, Councillor Norris. Councillor Carlson can speak if she wishes.
Thank you. Some of you are probably wondering why I put my hand up to run for Deputy Mayor. In the spirit of fairness and equality, and what I like is that everyone in this chamber brings their own passion, unique qualities and strengths. This is what we should embrace. I love the passion people have, and I admire the determination and dedication that the councillors bring to their community. I also think I'm best placed to work with other levels of government. Together we can work to ensure Playford continues to thrive. Supporting the Mayor is something I'd be happy to take on. I get along with everyone in here on different levels. That will continue, all while working alongside the Mayor, and it's an important role that I would take seriously. I'm not going to take up too much time, but thanks for taking the time to consider me for Deputy Mayor, and I hope that whatever the outcome is today, that the City of Playford is a top priority.
Thank you, councillors. So councillors, we need to vote for one of our number for the position of Deputy Mayor. We will undertake the private ballot process under section 16 of our practice for council and committees. Mr Green, being the most senior officer present, will be a returning officer, and Mr Colhane will be the returning officer. If you can please mark with a tick next to the candidate of your choice, either Councillor Norris or Councillor Carlson. Mr Green.
Councillors, the result of the ballot was Councillor Norris received 7 votes, Councillor Carlson 8 votes. I declare Councillor Carlson the Deputy Mayor.
Congratulations. And we'll thank Councillor Marsh for his... and we've still got a few more days left after the motion. We've just moved to the 30th of November, which I'm sure you'll use wisely, as always. We'll move on to item 15.9, John Rice Avenue, Elizabeth South, Residential Code Amendment. Councillor Halls.
I move the staff recommendation. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Halls. Does that find a seconder? Councillor Bayani?
Happy to second the staff recommendation.
Thank you, Councillor Bayani. Any other councillor wishing to speak? If no other councillor wishes to speak, then I'll put that. Those in favour? Those against, I declare that carried. Move to item 15.10, Budget Update Report on page 351.
Move the recommendation.
Moved by Councillor Baker. Does the item find a seconder? Seconded by Councillor Bayani. I'm presuming the mover and seconder aren't wishing to speak on the item? No. Any other councillor wishing to speak? If not, then I'll put that. Those in favour? Those against? I declare that carried. Then we go to confidential matters, item 17.1, Anglevale Bridge Reconstruction Option to Design on page 362. Councillor Bayani?
Happy to move the staff recommendation.
Move the staff recommendation. Does that find a seconder? Councillor Halls?
Second that.
Second. Does the mover and seconder wish to speak?
No, thank you.
Any other councillor wishing to speak? Councillor Antoulis.
Thank you, Mayor. So we've gone through this, spoke quite passionately about this issue at the Strategic and Services Committee meeting. This item should not move into confidence. This item has significant public interest. There is no good reason for it to remain behind closed doors. We've got people here tonight that have shown interest and have made the journey to the chamber to listen to the debate. They and anyone else online deserve the right to hear about what's going on with respect to this particular motion. So I implore you, councillors, to do the right thing and for the sake of transparency, to vote against that motion and keep it out of confidence. Thank you.
Any other councillor wishing to speak? Councillor Onyazans?
Yeah, I would just like to say that I would support the committee. I'd like to support the staff recommendation that is right here in front of us. I think we have to think that there is another second party involved who deserves the courtesy of being consulted in the process before making the decision to keep this recommendation open for everyone. So yeah, no, I'm not supporting what just Councillor Rentolis have suggested for us to do, due to the fact that there is a second party involved.
Thank you, Councillor. Any other councillor wishes to speak? Councillor Craig.
Yes, Mr Mayor, really just a question. Can we have some explanation? I know hard to maybe explain about why it is in confidence or proposed to be in confidence, but if we had some kind of explanation as to justifying why it would be wise to go into confidence, so we can take that on board when we decide whether to run with the option or not.
Thank you, Councillor Craig. Mr Graham.
Through you, Mr Mayor, thank you, Councillor Craig. Councillor Onyazans did a pretty good job of explaining it. There's probably two particular reasons that I'd ask you to think about. One is that there is a second party that we are seeking to negotiate with, and out of respect for that party, I think we probably need to consider our position in confidence before we advise them through a public process that we're coming to speak to them. Secondly is that as this matter progresses, we may very well need to go to a commercial marketplace where we're asking for commercial contractors to give us prices for this, and we don't want to divulge what those prices might be and effectively put the ratepayers of the city on the back foot by having our budget position well known to what we want to be as a competitive tender market.
Any other councillors wishing to speak? Councillor Kerrison.
Thanks, Mayor Doherty. Look, I can certainly share the sentiments of Councillor Rentolis. However, I also share the sentiments of the reason it being in confidence as well. So, the last meeting I voted for it not to be in confidence, because I think the public interest in this scenario does outweigh the concerns. I think it was moved to be kept in confidence, but I would be suggesting that this time we need to look at the recommendation comes out of confidence, even if the report stays in. So yeah, look, end of the day, I support it not being in confidence. I think it does have merit, but I can also, as I said before, I do appreciate the reason that why people would vote for it, to be in confidence. So it's a tough one. Thank you.
Councillor Marsh.
Yeah, thanks, Mayor Doherty. It's something that I think our council since 2018 brought forward to improve the transparency and try to unlock some of these where maybe previous councils went in confidence too often. I understand that there could be a portion of the community that does acknowledge the significance of this one. I'm equally eager to know the other portion of the community as well. So I did support the conversation to go into confidence. The CEO elaborated on those, but I'm going to be a strong supporter of that. The solution that we vote on is to come out of confidence, and then we can, I think, get the best of both worlds when it comes to open and transparency.
Councillor Craig.
Just a question, if I may. Really, I'm feeling a bit conflicted because, I appreciate the sentiment to be open and transparent to the community, but if we don't exclude the public, then we might be revealing things in our discussion. Is that a possibility, in which case we could be causing dramas, as Mr Green had outlined? I just want to be clear on that.
Mr Green.
Through Mr Mayor, maybe the best way to answer that, Councillor Craig, is to consider reversing the roles here. So if we were the other party and there was consideration in a public forum that someone was going to come and talk to us and that they'd already told us what their position was, it's going to make it very hard for that negotiation in a meaningful way. So I think out of respect for the other party, I think we should allow that approach to happen in the right way. And again, maybe think about it if it was coming back the other way, how we would feel about being advised of this, not by the organisation themselves, but by some other member of the public.
Councillor Baker.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. Mr Mayor, while I appreciate Councillor Rentoulis' passion about this issue, and I think at the end of the day so do we all, Section 93D requires these discussions to be held in confidence due to the commercial part of the nature of the report. But notwithstanding that, it's common courtesy, I think, to discuss with another party the matter at hand prior to anything becoming public. But what I would like to assure people is that immediately this matter is resolved, Playford Council will enter into a process involving the whole community in accordance with our community engagement process. There's no secrecy involved here. The entire community will be involved in the discussion. So until these discussions have taken place with the second party, I think this matter needs to be remained in confidence.
Any other councillors wishing to speak? If not, Councillor Bayani, as the mover, has the right to close if she wishes the debate. No. So, councillors, we had the motion pursuant to Section 92 of the Local Government Act 1999 that an order is made that the public be excluded from attendance at the meeting, with the exception of the staff on the screen, in relation to Section 93D of the Local Government Act. I'll put that motion. Those in favour? Those against? I declare that carried. Division's been called by Councillor Halls, so the motion is set aside. Those voting for the motion, if you could rise in your place. And for the ease of the minute taker, that's all members bar Councillor Ventoulis and Councillor Kerrison. So I ask that the gallery be vacated and that the doors are closed.
That's always the way. It's gorgeous.
Right, councillors, just waiting for the gallery to be vacated and the doors be closed.
Did you know your food scraps should go in the green bin or a home compost system? It's better for the environment. It's the right thing to do. And it's easy. Fight food waste by putting all your food scraps, peels and leftovers in the green bin. To find out more, visit playford.sa.gov.au/fightfoodwaste.
Want to know what's happening in the community? Subscribe to our e-newsletter, Playford News, at playford.sa.gov.au, and you'll be on top of stories, news and what's happening in Playford. It's local news for local people.
Want to get involved in your community? There are so many benefits in becoming a volunteer at City of Playford, including meeting new people, developing new skills, sharing your talents, improving your employability, as well as enhancing your own mental health and well-being.
If you want to learn more about how to volunteer with us, visit playford.sa.gov.au/volunteers. Feedback about our city's future from our community is really important. It helps us prioritise your needs when planning services, projects and other initiatives.
A convenient way to have your say and stay in the loop on any upcoming consultations is by registering your details on our Engagement Hub website at playford.engagementhub.com.au.
We look forward to hearing from you.
Have you visited the Stratton Centre on Peachy Road, Manapara? Designed to support growth in the city of Playford, the centre offers dedicated workspaces from less than $10 per day. There's also state-of-the-art event and meeting spaces for hire, a complimentary business support service to help you upskill, apply for grants and grow, workshops and networking, as well as training for young kids right through to adults. Plus, the City of Playford Library.
Contact our team for a tour on 8254 4666 or visit the Stratton Centre at 307 Peachy Road, Manapara.
Support your local theatre and arts industry and enjoy a show at the Shedley. Playford's iconic Shedley Theatre is bringing a great selection of local and national performances to Elizabeth.
For more information on their upcoming shows, visit theshedley.com.au or call 8256 0500.
Did you know your food scraps should go in the green bin or a home compost system? It's better for the environment. It's the right thing to do. And it's easy. Fight food waste by putting all your food scraps, peels and leftovers in the green bin. To find out more, visit playford.sa.gov.au/fightfoodwaste.
Want to know what's happening in the community? Subscribe to our e-newsletter, Playford News, at playford.sa.gov.au, and you'll be on top of stories, news and what's happening in Playford. It's local news for local people.
Want to get involved in your community? There are so many benefits in becoming a volunteer at City of Playford, including meeting new people, developing new skills, sharing your talents, improving your employability, as well as enhancing your own mental health and well-being.
If you want to learn more about how to volunteer with us, visit playford.sa.gov.au/volunteers. Feedback about our city's future from our community is really important. It helps us prioritise your needs when planning services, projects and other initiatives.
A convenient way to have your say and stay in the loop on any upcoming consultations is by registering your details on our Engagement Hub website at playford.engagementhub.com.au.
We look forward to hearing from you.
Have you visited the Stratton Centre on Peachy Road, Manapara? Designed to support growth in the city of Playford, the centre offers dedicated workspaces from less than $10 per day. There's also state-of-the-art event and meeting spaces for hire, a complimentary business support service to help you upskill, apply for grants and grow, workshops and networking, as well as training for young kids right through to adults, plus the City of Playford Library.
Contact our team for a tour on 8254 4666 or visit the Stratton Centre at 307 Peachy Road, Manapara.
Support your local theatre and arts industry and enjoy a show at the Shedley. Playford's iconic Shedley Theatre is bringing a great selection of local and national performances to Elizabeth.
For more information on their upcoming shows, visit theshedley.com.au or call 8256 0500.
Did you know your food scraps should go in the green bin or a home compost system? It's better for the environment. It's the right thing to do. And it's easy. Fight food waste by putting all your food scraps, peels and leftovers in the green bin. To find out more, visit playford.sa.gov.au/fightfoodwaste.
Want to know what's happening in the community? Subscribe to our e-newsletter, Playford News, at playford.sa.gov.au and you'll be on top of stories, news and what's happening in Playford. It's local news for local people.
Want to get involved in your community? There are so many benefits in becoming a volunteer at City of Playford, including meeting new people, developing new skills, sharing your talents, improving your employability, as well as enhancing your own mental health and well-being.
If you want to learn more about how to volunteer with us, visit playford.sa.gov.au/volunteers. Feedback about our city's future from our community is really important. It helps us prioritise your needs when planning services, projects and other initiatives.
A convenient way to have your say and stay in the loop on any upcoming consultations is by registering your details on our Engagement Hub website at playford.engagementhub.com.au.
We look forward to hearing from you.
Have you visited the Stratton Centre on Peachy Road, Manapara? Designed to support growth in the city of Playford, the centre offers dedicated workspaces from less than $10 per day. There's also state-of-the-art event and meeting spaces for hire, a complimentary business support service to help you upskill, apply for grants and grow, workshops and networking, as well as training for young kids right through to adults, plus the City of Playford Library.
Contact our team for a tour on 8254 4666 or visit the Stratton Centre at 307 Peachy Road, Manopara.
Support your local theatre and arts industry and enjoy a show at the Shedley. Playford's iconic Shedley Theatre is bringing a great selection of local and national performances to Elizabeth.
For more information on their upcoming shows, visit theshedley.com.au or call 8256 0500.
Did you know your food scraps should go in the green bin or a home compost system? It's better for the environment. It's the right thing to do. And it's easy. Fight food waste by putting all your food scraps, peels and leftovers in the green bin. To find out more, visit playford.sa.gov.au/fightfoodwaste.
Want to know what's happening in the community? Subscribe to our e-newsletter, Playford News, at playford.sa.gov.au and you'll be on top of stories, news and what's happening in Playford. It's local news for local people.
Want to get involved in your community? There are so many benefits in becoming a volunteer at City of Playford, including meeting new people, developing new skills, sharing your talents, improving your employability, as well as enhancing your own mental health and well-being.
If you want to learn more about how to volunteer with us, visit playford.sa.gov.au/volunteers. Feedback about our city's future from our community is really important. It helps us prioritise your needs when planning services, projects and other initiatives.
A convenient way to have your say and stay in the loop on any upcoming consultations is by registering your details on our Engagement Hub website at playford.engagementhub.com.au.
We look forward to hearing from you.
Have you visited the Stratton Centre on Peachy Road, Manapara? Designed to support growth in the city of Playford, the centre offers dedicated workspaces from less than $10 per day. There's also state-of-the-art event and meeting spaces for hire, a complimentary business support service to help you upskill, apply for grants and grow, workshops and networking, as well as training for young kids right through to adults, plus the City of Playford Library.
Contact our team for a tour on 8254 4666 or visit the Stratton Centre at 307 Peachy Road, Manopara.
Support your local theatre and arts industry and enjoy a show at the Shedley. Playford's iconic Shedley Theatre is bringing a great selection of local and national performances to Elizabeth.
For more information on their upcoming shows, visit theshedley.com.au or call 8256 0500.
Did you know your food scraps should go in the green bin or a home compost system? It's better for the environment. It's the right thing to do. And it's easy. Fight food waste by putting all your food scraps, peels and leftovers in the green bin. To find out more, visit playford.sa.gov.au/fightfoodwaste.
Want to know what's happening in the community? Subscribe to our e-newsletter, Playford News, at playford.sa.gov.au, and you'll be on top of stories, news and what's happening in Playford. It's local news for local people.
Want to get involved in your community? There are so many benefits in becoming a volunteer at City of Playford, including meeting new people, developing new skills, sharing your talents, improving your employability, as well as enhancing your own mental health and well-being.
If you want to learn more about how to volunteer with us,
and we'll move on to item 17.2, and I'll ask the Deputy Mayor if he can chair this part of the meeting, please.
All right, thanks everyone. So we're moving to page 365, which is agenda 17.2, the Central Districts Football Club Support Agreement. We have a staff recommendation and a committee before us. Oh,
Happy to move the staff recommendation.
thank you, Councillor Strollett. We're going to move on to Councillor Halls.
Oh, you remembered. Thank you.
Have we got any discussion to the staff or the council resolution before us? Then no discussion. I'll put that. Those in favour, those against, carried. We've got a division called by Councillor Rentoulis. I'll ask those who have supported to please stand. And to help the minute gets everyone other than Councillor Rentoulis, you may be seated and we'll just wait. Can I just ask for the doors to be closed while we're waiting?
did you know your food scraps should go in the green bin or a home compost system? It's better for the environment. It's the right thing to do. And it's easy. Fight food waste by putting all your food scraps, peels and leftovers in the green bin. To find out more, visit playford.sa.gov.au/fightfoodwaste.
Want to know what's happening in the community? Subscribe to our e-newsletter, Playford News, at playford.sa.gov.au, and you'll be on top of stories, news and what's happening in Playford. It's local news for local people.
Want to get involved in your community? There are so many benefits in becoming a volunteer at City of Playford, including meeting new people, developing new skills, sharing your talents, improving your employability, as well as enhancing your own mental health and well-being.
If you want to learn more about how to volunteer with us, visit playford.sa.gov.au/volunteers. Feedback about our city's future from our community is really important.
All right, councillors, we're back live. We will now move to item 17.3, Corporate Governance Committee Communique, November 2024, page 369. Somebody wish to move a recommendation?
Happy
Councillor
to
Stroll.
move the staff recommendation.
Moved by Councillor Stroll. Does it find a seconder?
Happy to second.
Second by Councillor Bayani. So the motion moved and seconded. Any other councillor wishing to speak? If not, then I'll put that. Those in favour? Those against, I declare that carried. Under Section 92 of the Local Government Act, an order is made to exclude the members of the public under Section 93E and H. So I ask that the gallery be vacated and that the doors be closed, except for the staff that are listed on the item.
Did you know your food scraps should go in the green bin or a home compost system? It's better for the environment. It's the right thing to do. And it's easy. Fight food waste by putting all your food scraps, peels and leftovers in the green bin. To find out more, visit playford.sa.gov.au/fightfoodwaste.
Want to know what's happening in the community? Subscribe to our e-newsletter, Playford News, at playford.sa.gov.au, and you'll be on top of stories, news and what's happening in Playford. It's local news for local people.
Want to get involved in your community? There are so many benefits in becoming a volunteer at City of Playford, including meeting new people, developing new skills, sharing your talents, improving your employability, as well as enhancing your own mental health and well-being.
If you want to learn more about how to volunteer with us, visit playford.sa.gov.au/volunteers.
Okay, I ask that the doors be open. Okay, councillors, we're now live, back with the live stream. We now move on to item 18, closure. There's no other items on the agenda, and I'll close the meeting at, what have we got, 8:49 p.m, and thank you for your attendance.
Did you know your food scraps should go in the green bin or a home compost system? It's better for the environment. It's the right thing to do. And it's easy. Fight food waste by putting all your food scraps, peels and leftovers in the green bin. To find out more, visit playford.sa.gov.au/fightfoodwaste.
Want to know what's happening in the community? Subscribe to our e-newsletter, Playford News, at playford.sa.gov.au, and you'll be on top of stories, news and what's happening in Playford. It's local news for local people.
Want to get involved in your community? There are so many benefits in becoming a volunteer at City of Playford, including meeting new people, developing new skills, sharing your talents, improving your employment.